Yeah, boys. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah. Let's go, boys.
Name that tune.
If I had Joe's Wi-Fi password, I would have had that song up and ready to go. But it's okay, Joe. It's okay. That was on me. I should ask. I actually really... So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a wonderful Saturday night pregame. Hopefully you guys can hear Joe's dog eating in the background.
Yep.
This is the
He's
biggest,
going to town.
You'll hear him barking eventually.
the biggest pooch ever.
He's like a tank.
He's
just
straight muscle, too.
dense. Yeah.
He's not a fat dog. He's just like...
He's a thick bitch.
Yeah. He is. Thicker than a Snicker.
Lauren's was moving today, and so she had to get the cat. The cat does not like to be picked up at all. And so I was just trying to get over close to it, and it knew. It knew I was going to try to get it. So I was like, nah, dude, you're stupid. Get the hell away from me. Anytime I tried to get near it, it was like,
Nah, you're
stupid. You stupid. Stop playing. And then Lauren comes over, come on. And the cat's like, oh, yeah, come over.
I love you.
Wait, and, run! And I just looked at him like, yeah, she'll let me pick you up, stupid. But I've never heard the cat make any noise. Oh, as soon as it got picked up.
Yeah, my cats are fine with getting picked up.
I was going to ask.
We've broken them.
Yeah.
I went on a run.
Lizzie never had a problem with the other one.
Yeah, I've seen you pick up the other one. I've never seen you pick up Archer.
I went on a run on maybe Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, and happened to go by the park over here. And as I was running back, there was a cat, had a collar and everything, a little bell, just out in the street or like on the sidewalk, and I'm running past it. I was like, I feel like I should probably return this, but I was like, nah, I gotta. I'm on the last mile of this run. Can't stop. Gotta keep going.
Won't stop.
But the interesting was, didn't even flinch as I got near it. I thought,
yeah?
Oh wow, it didn't.
That's one of those ones. Yeah,
Some will do their house cats out.
Mm-hmm.
Domestic. Your mom used to feed the.
She still does. There's like 4 of them now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
There's a little herd of them over there.
That's
But there's no mice or rats around.
Nice.
That is true. That's how Disneyland keeps rats out of their parks.
Oh, they let the cats.
Yeah, they let cats out at night.
Did you guys hear about the? They got a little too political, and because
those in their special
The
taxing.
governors went after them.
yeah, because the woke culture went after them to say something to the governor, and the governor was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, funny story. I'll take away that $1 billion tax break you guys get."
Oh, I heard about this. I heard it. Not only is it going to affect Disney, but like the area surrounding Disney,
Yeah.
because it had like an umbrella effect around a lot of that area too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a buddy who's in Orlando, and I was like, "Hey, just make sure you don't say gay. If you say gay, you might get arrested and electrocuted." I don't know what's going on down there, but don't say gay is it's a high.
When are we cutting that little penis off shape?
Yeah,
straight
seriously.
off to
Yeah.
You know he's gonna run for president.
Who is? Yeah.
The DeSantis, yeah.
He's got a huge war chest ready for it.
Yeah, he's good. It's
A couple $100 million ready for his campaign setup.
I don't. He's. God.
Wait, Ricky Rubio's running again?
No, and
He's going to be very popular with a lot of the
No,
population.
yeah, no, I can see him winning because he's got the Trump, but he's an actual politician. He's got the Trumpism. Joe Rogan was talking to a criminal, lawyer,
Attorney.
yeah, who's been trying to help people in Florida get out of.
Out of Florida?
Yeah, right. Seriously, but no, this guy's
I got a caravan. Jump in.
he's got a guy on death row, and he was supposed to get a meeting with the governor to try to get him lenient or clemency so he doesn't get killed. And the guy that he was with, the person that he got, his assistant who scheduled this, you have 10 minutes with the governor as he's walking. Like, you don't get to sit in his office. You don't get to have an eye to eye.
Wow.
You don't get to explain the case. You get 10 seconds as you're walking. And it was all, he shook hand. Yeah, okay, yep, okay. And then just off.
He's like, yeah, that guy's going to die still. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's it. Like, this guy's pleading for somebody's life who's been, in his opinion, has been falsely convicted. And DeSantis could not give to, just not. It is not going to help his political campaign. Doesn't care.
I can see that.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean,
It's so dark.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's going to be a piece of shit.
It's so messed up.
Oh, dude, you can't. You know what? I honestly get water in my eyes when I listen to Joe Rogan talk to some of the like the Innocence Project guys, because it's just you make one mistake in an interview, and you're done.
Oh yeah.
Or they beat you in.
I heard
Yes.
the day.
Oh,
I heard,
yeah. All the Chicago. Yes. All the stuff that happened in Chicago where they were beaten into confessions.
And what is it? They're bringing it back up for like lawsuits, right? Like one of the like superintendents or detectives or something is getting brought back up on like.
Yeah, he just because another real
It's great.
piece of
Start
shit.
the podcast.
Yeah,
Nice
well,
positive note, boys.
I was going to tell something along the same lines.
Go
and I was
ahead,
like,
feel free.
well,
no, listen. This is the world we're living in. It's crazy.
This is a woman who's going to scheduled to be executed. I think on the 27th of this month.
She's the one with Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian. Yeah,
What's that?
Kim Kardashian is trying to help, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, maybe not. Okay.
This woman was she was a girl growing up, molested, just terrible life.
Yeah.
Got away at 16, married a guy, had several kids with him. By the time she was 18 or 19, that guy left. She had a couple more kids. I think she has 7 total. A couple of them mentally or physically disabled, and one ended up falling down a set of stairs one day. And then, like 2 days later, the kid fell outside, and so an ambulance got called or something to take care of the kid.
Anytime you go to the hospital, you get DCFS questions.
Yeah. Oh, no,
and,
this is bad. This is really bad.
So she did an interview, explained like, hey, he just fell outside. They're like, you don't get this from just falling. Didn't know that he had fallen 2 days before down this set of stairs. It had some, I guess, internal bleeding or something like that. Kid, I don't know. I think kid ended up passing away. And then they forced a confession out of her.
They kept her in the interrogation room. I think it was like 12 to 24 hours.
Yep.
Non-stop. Just kept, you did it. Just tell us you did it. Just write it down.
And
you'll feel better. Just tell us you did it.
I think her confession was something like, if the kid's hurt, I guess it's my fault. And that's what they took. It wasn't even like I did it. It was like almost owning up responsibility.
I'd be like, I want a lawyer, and you can suck it.
You know what's kind of crazy? Sometimes they'll keep pushing
my
it.
responsibility. I want a lawyer.
Yeah, that's all. No matter what, I was watching this piece of this absolute garbage, prison guard who was hitting up younger women, like he was trying to, and they had him in an interrogation.
Like he's doing this in prison.
No, he was doing it online, like Snapchat. And
Oh, okay. So it's not like he was taking
just
it back
happened
to
to
prison.
work.
Yeah.
That's not relevant to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's a police officer, and you should know his thing. And they got him so good. They got him right off the bat. They got him talking about the weirdest things, and then what they were doing was lining it up so they could figure out what it was in his house, so that they could match it to photos that he had sent to these young girls. And just an absolute garbage individual. But these guys should know better too. Immediately should get to. No. I'll take a lawyer.
I saw a guy that I forget if it was North Carolina or South Carolina this week. He's foregone the option to be electrocuted for death, that he's chosen the firing squad option.
Nice.
Is that Arkansas?
What? It's got to be like
It was
Utah.
one of the Carolinas.
Oh, really?
I don't know what he did.
I know
but
Utah
that's
still
a
allows that.
badass move.
Yeah, like fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what's
There's
crazy?
some guy-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was some guy that like got the firing squad.
Yeah.
And they ended up either shooting. I think they shot at him. They either ended up missing him or they hit him a bunch of times and he survived.
It's only one guy has bullet, right? The real bullet, the rest have blanks. Is that how it works?
I think
No.
it's maybe 3 have real and then the rest have blank. Like it's just an odd number, so you never know. But it really messes with the guards. The guards who shoot.
You hear about them getting PTSD from
Yes.
it.
I thought it wasn't the guards. That was like a special group that does it.
Well, yeah. Whoever the guys who are shooting.
Whoever that,
But I think it is
executors
from
are.
the prison. I think the guys are from the prison.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the state has like I don't know. I've never really looked into it that much.
Yeah.
The guy that I read about ended up getting hit, survived, and ended up served his sentence, so he was free.
Here's the real question though: if he's got shot, why would you give him medical attention?
That's what I was thinking too. How do you give him medical?
That's kind of like
You
when you
just let
get,
him
that's
bleed
kind
out?
of like when you get a lethal injection and they give you an alcohol swab beforehand.
Yeah.
You want you to get that last second infection.
That's a good call. Yeah. Why waste it on him?
I guess if the shooter, whoever the shooter is, doesn't hit for death, and you just get like
You don't want it,
flag
yeah,
would
because you're not supposed to. They're not supposed to suffer.
suffer, yeah.
Yeah. So that would be the only reason that. I mean, what a way to start a podcast, boys. This is the first Saturday off.
Good thing we got some alcoholic beers here.
Oh,
Yeah, let's talk
that's a good
about
call.
these.
And I actually really like the American Lager. It's the Steve Austin Broken Skull. The American Lager is amazing. What did you think?
It's good.
That's that just brings me back.
Tell us
to
about the beer, Peter. Tell us about the beer.
But, well, hold on. This brings me back to the basement, working with my uncle, and you can tell immediately when he doesn't like something because you're like, "Hey, how was lunch?" "Oh, it was okay. It was good." It was nice. You know when he likes something, it's like it was excellent. It's the best thing I've ever had. Like he immediately, like there's no middle ground. It was like,
I feel like Mr. Anderson would know what he likes at this point in his life.
Did you want to try this one?
Sure, you want to try a little bit of this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the Steve Austin. We got Pat, an absolute gem for the first Saturday off since probably February.
Very little difference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more of a bite on the IPA.
And the
I think the IPA tastes quite a bit different, personally. But
yeah.
personally, yeah.
Maybe take one more sip. Maybe just the.
oh yeah.
You have the American.
Oh,
lager,
that's a
actually.
kick in the mouth. Woo! The IPA is an absolute wow. Joe, you gonna leave me any of this?
I took a sip.
This is ridiculous.
I took a sip.
This is going out way.
Another one.
Literally a
This is,
sip.
this is coming down like water. I don't know about you boys.
Jesus.
These are a little bit bigger, right?
1 pint, so 16 ounces.
Yeah.
They're a little bigger, yes.
I'm my goal today is to not get absolutely smashed until about 6, because then I'll eat dinner.
DM.
6
DM?
p.m.
Okay.
So then we get
All
then we get the dinner in there. Relax a little bit. 7:30 pizza. Don't worry about it. And then
Don't
it's
worry
go
about
time.
it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. All right, Pat. Did you want to read
And
this
by
out?
2:30, Pierre's gonna be shirtless and over by the right field bleachers. Woo! I love this Cubs game.
So this beer. So the
The American lager Peter has.
yes, this beer is the ultimate reward for the hard day's work. Brewed with the best American-grown barley and hops, Broken Skull American Lager goes down as easy as a 3-day weekend. Cheers to those who are out there earning it.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to take my shirt off now. Woof.
Makes me want to a couple Steve Weisers, listen to the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, there we go.
That's good. Oh, I like that a lot. This I would like to have at a bar all the time,
Then we got the Broken Skull IPA,
which
Indian
gives you
Pale.
big boobies.
Broken Skull Indian Pale Ale, a badass 6.7 IPA designed by the man himself, Steve Austin and El Segundo Brewing Company for the working man and woman. It features Citra, Cascade, and Chinook hops to deliver big flavor with an easy finish. Now stop reading and start enjoying this awesome beer.
Woo!
Cheers.
And that's the bottom line, because Pat Lynch said so.
Exactly.
What? There's no way. Steve Austin is drinking this IPA. I'm feeling he's definitely a lager guy. He's not. An IPA.
Well, this was the original one he came out with.
The IPA.
The IPA was the original one.
Well, then I retract my first.
But at
statement.
WrestleMania the other day, when he was doing the stutters, he was drinking the American lager.
Was he or was he? I thought he was getting.
He was drinking
Coors
that
Light.
one. He was
that's
drinking
good.
that one.
Before he had his own-
Coors Light don't pay him enough.
Before he had his own beer, he was either Coors Light, Miller Lite, Bud Light, what tequila, what?
But now
That's by far the best interview. You ever seen that interview where he's in the locker room and he's like, "Yeah, this is a dry county, so I had to go over to the next county, get myself some beer, what? Tequila, what? Vodka, what? Some more beer, what? Jaeger, what?"
But yeah, I do like the American lager a lot.
My favorite Steve Austin is where he comes down with the beer truck.
Coors
And
Light
he's
beer
just-
truck.
He's just hitting Austin and Shane, and they're just slipping and sliding.
Rock,
Oh,
Vince
They're
McMahon,
selling it hard on the.
oh, it was good.
Vince McMahon sounds like he's drowning, going down like the
swimming.
Well, like he's going over the Niagara Falls.
Which is crazy because like they had kids in the front row. There's people. If I'm out there trying to get hey Steve, just a little bit, Steve.
Pouring out the water bottles. You're trying to
Come on, Steve.
catch a couple drafts. Got my first beer from Steve Austin.
All you see is beer. Like Steve's got this thing. It's just blaring beer. All of a sudden, it's coming down to a trickle, and all you see in the back is Peter there just pouring himself beer. It's like, yeah, this is great.
Way to go, Steve! Or no, you see me with the garbage bag like, right in front. Just hold on, Steve. Help a brother out here.
I'm coming. I gotta get it running start so the air fills up the bag. I want to make sure I get it full.
Ah, that would have been so awesome. Raw back in the day was so much better than this pansy stuff now.
I
Easily.
can't say I've watched wrestling recently, but
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the WrestleMania when Stone
I
Cold
watched the
was on.
I was
highlights
gonna
from
say,
Steve
yeah,
Austin.
that
That's all I
was-
watched.
That was it.
Did you see Hulkamania talking about he's in the wrong stadium
No.
or wrong state at the beginning of that? Like he comes out and he's talking and he's like, I haven't been to, and I think you mentioned where was? Does anybody-
Oh, you're talking about an old one, I think.
no, this is more
This
recent.
one was in Dallas the last.
Yeah, I don't think Hulk Hogan was at this one, but I know what you're talking about. I think there was a couple years ago
Oh.
where, yeah, he was. I think it was in New Orleans or something. And,
Yes.
and he,
So it was great to be
yeah.
back in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're in New
that's-
Orleans, Hulk.
I thought that was the most recent one.
No,
my bad.
Oh crap.
All right.
That's absolutely freaking hilarious because Joe's watching this new man. This wrestler Hulk Hogan looks great, giving a leg drop.
I was like, wow.
Breaking the shirt,
Yes.
the guns,
No, he
crashing
didn't.
down.
He didn't rip the shirt off. I was like, wow, this guy looks great. Wow, I would not have thought that.
It's like, man, Scott Hall looks good too.
Yeah.
No, it was just
Oh, too
Hulk,
soon, Pat.
Hulk
Too
Hogan.
soon.
The Rock and Stone Cold.
That sucks that he got a hip
Yeah, I
replacement.
think that was like WrestleMania 30 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an older one.
He got a hip replacement, and it just didn't go well. And
Yep. He got a blood clot and got 3 heart attacks, and that was it.
Wow.
that's a hell of a way to go out.
I was watching something recently. I don't know how it came up, but in the YouTube algorithm, but I think it's called the nine boards or nine circles. It's basically skateboarders talking about back in the day, like from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. And they had a guy named Mike Valley on, who was the only reason I know who Mike Valley was because of Tony Hawk's Underground.
Oh, the best video games.
But he talked about getting an injury that he ended up, I guess basically, like his foot, I'm just going to use my slipper as a reference here. The bones here at the front, just behind the toe, he had snapped that, basically bent his foot like way too much.
Yeah.
And it's a ridiculous like fracture. You need all this surgery. You need to get pins put in your foot. But he had just gotten. This is when Tony Hawk was at the height, like early 2000s. They were starting to travel the world and do these skate shows, and he just got accepted to do it. There was 3 guys on that show that had gotten it. He goes, "You guys are the only people I've ever seen that I've mentioned this to and even know what it is." One of the guys, all of them are skateboarders. So he goes, "My dad's an ER surgeon, so he told me I had to get surgery." He goes, "There's no one person that doesn't get surgery." Mike Valley ended up buying a exercise bike and a bunch of weights and just started exercising. He sent his girlfriend to the hardware store to remove the cast, and he just started pedaling because he's like, as long as I use my heel on the pedal, I can pedal and keep my body strong and stuff like that. And 52 days later, this is supposed to be like a year-long recovery process. 52 days later, he gets out, goes to the Tony Hawk skateboarding thing, like a bat out of hell, throws one of his best shows ever, and then he's on Tony Hawk's tour for the rest of basically its existence, and just toured everywhere and never got it fixed. But it is like this intense surgical recovery, and it's just interesting how some people get a surgery or some sort of injury leads to death. Other people somehow recover far beyond what's even humanly possible or expected,
But
and
here's
they
the
just
thing.
get back to it.
Here's the thing. I'm so curious to know where his foot is nowadays.
Well, he
Because-
still skates.
Yeah.
He just did a competition recently with some hot young kid who's
Yeah.
on the up and up. He says he still has pain in his foot.
Yep.
But he's able to use it completely. But
That's-
he's
yeah.
also like, my shoulder's jacked up,
Yep.
so I can't really do ollies anymore. My foot has that issue, and then he talks about a hip.
Oh.
But he's like,
And he's like 35.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's a
Yeah.
Joe Rogan. I was listening to Joe Rogan and Tom Papa, and they're talking about one of the old bodybuilders, like the world's strongest men. And this,
2 or 3 of those guys, not older ones, but like younger ones, just died.
Oh, yeah.
2 or 3 of them recently.
this one is
really?
an older
Yeah.
guy. He's probably in his 50s, and he is he was one of those guys who actually built his body with steroids, but also he actually lifted really heavy,
Yeah.
and he pulled his back and finished the set, and now he can't. He's in a wheelchair pretty much, and it's just like you just, but not, and that's not. He never took care of his body.
You see the what is it like to harp on Joe's thing? I mean, like with the where he came back 52 weeks later. That's like kind of like Adrian Peterson, where he had the ACL surgery, and he's like, when can I go back out there? And the doctor's like, well, you won't be able to bend your knee or lift your leg for 8 weeks. And right after surgery, he's lifting his leg up out of the bed, and it's crazy.
He was the fastest to come back, but who knows how he's going to be later in life? You know?
True. But the other guy that comes to mind is the Mr. Olympia guy. I think it was Ronnie Coleman or something.
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
That's the guy you're talking about. Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
He's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, he would go hard in the paint, and now he can barely walk.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
He can definitely not walk at all. He's in a wheelchair nowadays.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Isn't it just, that's insane?
Yeah, I mean, you work your body out so hard that you're
They were talking about somebody who's 23 years old, and he worked out all day, kept his body percentage under 25 or 5%, and barely ate, and he died at 23 years old. His heart gave out.
You know why? Those guys are that lifestyle so bad. You watch those guys. Those guys during off season for them, they balloon up to 300, 350 pounds,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they literally like it's bulk for them, and then they cut that bulk into like 300 pounds of muscle,
It's
and
also
they're like on all this shit. Like
I mean,
it's
yeah.
so bad for them.
the stuff
Yeah.
that they're on like is not meant
Yeah.
for long term.
No, exactly.
Usage.
And those,
It's-
No.
It's wild. I mean,
But-
to keep your body at that level
Well, I mean, like to force feed
for
yourself, like
continuously. Oh yeah.
to force feed
It's
yourself
just
like
impossible to maintain that.
14,000 calories and 8 meals a day.
Here's the other thing. Is
Pat Lynch over here would die after like 2 meals.
But I'm
Pat Lynch
I
wouldn't make it past the exercise part of this.
I can't wait to see Pat Lynch at like 7:30 getting a slice of pizza and not passing out.
I've been hydrating hard tonight, boys.
That's good. No, what I was gonna say, that you know what that all comes down to is body dysphoria.
Dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where people are either think that they're too small or they are too big.
And it's huge now, especially with Instagram
Oh,
and
it's
all this
insane.
stuff. Like, you look at your body and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's
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 not
crazy.
great.
You think
Yeah.
you got to have this special or, a certain look, and it's not. It's hard to keep thinking it's about performance and it's about being able to do what you need to do.
That's why I gotta stop working out with Peter.
Not look good doing it.
He always thinks he's tiny with his twig arms over here and everything, so he's always pushing.
Bro, you got them shorts on today. with
Yeah,
them
showing off
tiny
them
ass-
calves.
them tiny
Some
ass
calves.
legs. thinking
Hey,
those-
those nice
Trying to
calves.
trying to
Those
act like you
calves.
something big.
Those
Is that
fat,
cut from marble?
Those-
What? That looks so good.
those fat man calves, baby. Those fat man calves.
And that podcast with Tom Papa, I thought this was actually interesting. I thought Joe Rogan must be listening to our podcast, by the way, because
Probably.
because
I mean,
he's
we have
talking about
such a wide reach now.
it's
we
amazing.
got 30 people now.
We're doing.
Hey.
Listen, we're doing work. We're doing God's work.
Miguel
right now.
Cabrera got his 3,000
Slow
hit.
and
What's
steady.
up?
Miguel Cabrera got his 3,000 hit today.
Good for him.
Great.
That's
Thanks,
a,
Pat.
that's a milestone. It's hard. Who else is going to break that?
Great, Pat. They were talking.
Tommy
Joe-
LaStella comes to mind.
All right.
or
It's the 3 a.m.
Patrick Wisdom.
3,000 strikeouts, maybe.
So they were talking about, because we've had this conversation before. Joe and Tom were talking about comedies and what's the last great comedy you can think of.
So Joe's still my material.
That's what I'm saying.
Ralphie May at the Vic.
No. I'm sorry. The last great comedy movie.
Yeah.
Let me look. You guys keep going. I'll look at movies that have been made in the last 5 years. Let's see.
Is The Hitman's Bodyguard considered a
no, it's
comedy?
It's an action comedy.
But that's a
But I mean, it's got
good
comedy.
one.
You said comedy.
Okay.
action comedy.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy.
How
Action
about comedy doesn't have a gun in it? How about that?
But okay. fair
Well,
enough.
I was going to say the other guy.
They said that 2013 is the last year that they had any good movies. Like, and that was like The Hangover 3 was made in 2013.
That was not a good movie.
I thought that the third one was
No.
okay.
I thought it
haven't
was
seen
okay. I think, there's definitely movies that can't be made anymore. Like, I think of Wedding Crashers. I think of 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think of
Step Brothers are talking about?
Brothers,
Because
yeah.
there's so much like
Those-
homophobic.
yeah.
Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But you know what's funny? I didn't get that was such a prevalent thing in that movie was the transphobia. Like I just thought it was a good movie. Like I didn't think about that. But thinking about it now is like him puking and taking showers and it's not great.
I'm known as a man.
It's a different time. Didn't know.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I was listening to
Wasn't-
some of Bill Burr's old like comedy specials. He says the N word like it's no big deal.
Oh, he says the N-word?
Yeah,
Really?
and then there's a bunch of comedy specials that say the R word too. That's no
the
big deal.
R word is very prevalent. I feel up until just a few years ago, right before cancel culture thing started.
It's still a big deal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, all this listen.
I mean,
2010s were all before 2000.
We still know
Yeah.
people who use it. Maybe not in everyday vernacular, but we still know some people who use it.
it probably shouldn't be using that.
So they're saying movies like Deadpool are comedies, which I wouldn't call it. A
They were
comedy.
saying that wasn't because it's an action hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Night, which that was not good. I saw that.
Didn't
Is
say
that
it.
was that had
That's with
Eric
Will-
Griffin in it?
Yeah, and who's the guy from
That's the one with
Ozarks?
Will Ferrell and
No, that's what Jason Bateman and
That's who it
girl
is,
from
yeah.
girl from the
Amy
Rachel
Adams.
No,
Or
the
Rachel.
girl, the girl
Rachel
from
McAdams.
the girl from Wedding Crashers.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
She's cute. She's a little
Yeah.
cutie
I've
pie.
never seen that one.
There's not
No.
good comedies.
There's nothing out there, which is crazy to think about. We grew up on the best, because he was saying like in the '80s, you knew all the comedies, like you could just name them off back to back
Yeah.
to back. There's nothing Nothing like
I
that.
feel
now.
like it's shifted now. Like
even
I'm
even in
comedy.
the early 2000s, like we had Super Troopers. We
Oh
had
yeah.
Wedding Crashers. We had Dodgeball. You just don't get any and then he was also talking about there's no comedy duels like there used to be, like Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Yeah.
You don't have that anymore either.
The only one you have is literally from the 80s, and that's Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
Like, they still do stuff
They're
together.
doing a TV show, don't they?
Oh, they do. Some murder mystery show.
Yeah, with
I've
Selena
seen it,
Gomez
but-
on Hulu.
Yeah. I've heard it's actually really good.
Chris
I
is
haven't watched it.
up to his pop culture these days.
I've seen a bunch of commercials for it. That's
Get
what
the
was
man a
wild
lady
about
friend.
it.
He starts knowing about pop culture. Huh?
Well, we got Joe. I'm seeing Instagram pictures of Joe getting deep into Bridgerton. I don't even know what that is, but I just know it sounds. It sounds stupid.
So, yeah. I've watched, I don't know, like parts of 2 or 3 episodes. and
Just 2 or 3, huh?
and
Seasons worth
I guess
in a day.
the second season has come out. And so Sarah,
Oh, Joe's like, yes.
Sarah's
Forget
on,
the Cubs. Forget the Cubs game on Tuesday.
Joe's like, we don't need to go anywhere, baby. Here we're doing.
Sarah was on spring break a week or 2 ago. And so-
Tuesday went the Cubs game.
What's that?
Tuesday.
No, this was not this week. Like last week or the week before.
Did she have the week before Easter or after Easter?
She had before Easter.
Okay.
So Bridgerton came out, and she was watching that while I was working, and I'd be watching some of this, and I'm like, what is this trash? And then I'd sit down, and
Joe
then
sits there like, what is this trash?
all of a sudden, I've got like popcorn and a soda, and I'm like, well, what just happened? How have I been here for 45 minutes? Oh my God! Ah! Yeah. It got me. I got sucked in. That's how it is for every single one of her shows. She watches some, like, Netflix date series of, like, people in a box and they don't get to see each other. And I'm like, I hate this. This is stupid. What a fucking piece of shit trash show this is.
35 minutes later,
35 minutes later,
I love this shit.
I'm like, what the fuck are these people? I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm yelling at the
Katrina watches
screen.
this crap too, and I'm like, this is dumb, and then I leave. And
Yeah, no, I just
and
sit
I
there
don't
and
come back.
complain, and then all of a sudden I'm watching. I'm like,
I never come back.
Joel,
Joe.
please tell me you've watched that trivia crack show on Netflix.
Trivia, like the
The game that me and you used to play against each
Yeah.
other. They have a TV show on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like interactive, so like you can answer
Oh,
like.
I've seen. Yes.
I was like, how does this work? So like I literally like turned it on just to see kind of like I'm like, is this actually going to be like the game? How's this
it's
gonna
only
work?
on your phone though. I don't think you can access it from your TV.
And all the kisses over here.
Silly dog.
I don't like dogs licking me. I never like dogs licking me.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't like
was
my
like,
dog licking me.
so I watched the show and I'm like, I'm wondering if this is going to be kind of like the game,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
if it's just like how are they going to base a TV show off a game?
Yep.
And so I watched that, and you actually answer like trivia questions.
Oh,
to,
it is
like,
just-
yeah. So it's interactive. It's kind of interesting.
Are there people on the show, or do you just? Or is
No,
it-
it's like the
just
character.
game?
It's you're following this like storyline,
Okay.
and there's questions that pop up, and like to help like get toward the end of the episode, you got to answer the questions correctly.
Gotcha.
I only
Here's a
did
real
like
question.
3
Are
minutes.
there
of
any
it.
IPAs that you? I don't really like IPAs that much. Are there any IPAs that people really
Beer
like?
hug, love it.
Bear hug. I'll have a little something. I like a little something.
Put it in here.
No, but I just gave half my beer away.
Oh, I thought you were gonna drink that part.
No, I gave it to Chris. Don't worry, Pat. I'll share. You're a great
I'm
guy.
trying to think if there's an IPA that I like.
Beer
A little
hugs.
something.
I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like when it's got a real kick.
Is Zombie Dust considered an
Yeah.
IPA?
Yes, it is.
I mean, that's not too
Even
bad.
Zombie Disc, I'll have like 1 or 2 of those. Like I don't want more. than that.
I'm not-
I cannot slam an IPA, or I mean, I can't have multiple IPAs.
No.
It's
No.
only
Like
one.
I
or
had
two
that one,
in
and,
a
like,
night.
and I'm good for the day. For
You know what
IPAs.
kills me? The saison that we had in
The Saison.
saison.
Peter cannot get past
No.
the Saison that we had a year ago.
Peter, you're putting the Saison in a.
I had one last night. It's garbage.
Hey, Pierce.
I've not found the saison that is as good as the one that I had
Maybe you did not
in
have a-
Seattle.
maybe-
Preach, brother, preach.
That's what I'm saying. Chris, where can we? They're all sour.
Maybe it
now.
was not a
We
maybe it was not
gotta-
a true Saison.
We gotta talk to. We gotta call up Max.
Yep, we got to go back.
Get him on the. Get him.
Get him on the line.
Tell him to get the little baby Bjorn thing, pop the kid in
Yes.
there, and go get some Saison.
Get his ass on island time.
I need to get. I literally almost texted you guys on Tuesday. It was after the longest tax season. I was like, I need island time. Like I just need
we
to
island
get on
boys?
that island, and we need to get on that
Peter
little.
wants to be an island boy.
And we need to go get some saisons because the saison I had last night was garbage.
You're talking about the one and that little like tiny alleyway down
Yes,
to the
with the
bar.
little
Then we got
Yeah.
yelled. Then we got yelled at for having the.
Oh yeah,
growler.
we ended up buying a growler and then just pouring it there, and they're like, "You guys aren't allowed to actually drink."
You gotta
this shit."
leave.
We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
And we're like, we're sorry. We honestly did not do that.
We
He's
want
like, he
another
looked at me.
one.
He's like, yeah, you did. And I'm like, no, I'm not from here, you clown. Like,
Yeah.
In our city, if you buy it, it's yours. You get to drink it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know what
Communal
radical
property
operations
rights
got out here.
Communal property rights on this dumbass state of here.
Did we not?
Go
finish-
fill this.
We
Here,
finished the
Bear
growler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were like, "Oh, okay."
Bear Wench, go fill this back up for us.
Yeah.
I think
all
that's
out
what
of
we
it.
did.
No, he
No.
didn't have any more.
Oh,
That's
no.
the reason we had to pour ourselves, because the Saison was so good. We weren't drinking any other garbage beers.
You're right. It's coming back now. I remember taking a picture of you around the corner from there. They
Yeah,
had
with
one
the
of those-
wings. Yeah,
One of those walls with
I
the
got
wings.
I got a bunch of pictures of you on
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
Is that your dating app profile picture, Chris?
The one that Joe took, yes.
I saw
was
that.
one of my
was
pictures.
perfect.
Was
It
the
really
caption, I
was.
believe I can fly?
I believe I can fly. You know,
My one caption in the photo with me and you were doing the prom date thing is dating me would look like this, and it's you giving me the prom pose.
nice.
Chris is the little spoon.
Yeah.
And Joe's in the background of that picture, too.
Nice. In prison, R. Kelly is singing on TikTok for people. So like,
Wait, what? How can he doesn't have a... You can't get a camera with cell phones. Just to
oh come
you're
on,
not, you're not
You're not
allowed
supposed
to.
to.
You're
This
not
is-
allowed to, but everybody
It's
knows.
our
You can
boy
go
R.
Google,
Kelly.
you can go YouTube it, and you can hear R. Kelly sing on TikTok to people.
I saw this absolutely fantastic stand-up joke about R. Kelly recently, and it was this guy, and his energy was like he was like a guy who had too many cups of coffee. Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
just had that nervous, sporadic energy, and he's talking, and he goes, R. Kelly isn't. He goes into this bit about R. Kelly, and then he goes, R. Kelly isn't technically a pedophile. He goes, and then he breaks down like the levels of pedophilia.
Okay.
Like pedophiles are like.
Didn't know there was levels.
I didn't know either. But
Seems like there's one
goes-
type to me.
he
You're a
goes-
piece of shit.
He goes, there's prepubescent, which is that's pedophile. Those are kids like 8 to 11, 8 to 12. Then there's hemophiles, which
Why has
are
this guy
like,
done this much research? The real question.
I don't know. Well, how about you shut the fuck up and let me finish the joke? before
Let
you
him
ruin it.
get his bit out.
And he goes, and then he goes, 11 to 15, those are people during puberty.
Okay.
Or like in the height of their puberty. And then there's
No, you will
15
not.
to 18, 19, and those are people at the end of puberty. And he goes, those are the people that, R. Kelly goes for. It's like, and it's like vaginophiles or something. It's some weird word. He goes, now the issue is, you can't go around saying this stuff without sounding like a pedophile.
Yeah.
like that's the bit. But it was just like such a good bit. It was such a good bit that I was like, I didn't know any of this either. And then at the very end of it, he goes, yeah, which Pat fucking ruined the joke.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
Kobe.
And his whole thing was basically, you can't know these things without being a pedophile. And it was just like so good.
So this comedian is a pedophile.
Yeah.
Oh baby. Joe, how was your Easter?
Busy.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many masses did you attend?
I only had to go to one mass.
Did you go to all the stations of the cross?
There were no stations of the cross.
You'd have to go afterwards for.
How many Easter eggs did you get in the Easter egg hunt?
I didn't get any. We did get an
Wow,
Easter.
this sounds like a terrible
we
weekend.
did get an
You
Easter
sound like you had as
basket.
much good Easter fun as I did.
Yeah, we did get an Easter basket, but they all had like.
Did you get
peanut
ham?
butter-
Because we got ham at least.
peanut butter and caramel in it,
got
so
two
I
of
didn't
those.
really have any of the Easter candy at all.
You don't like the caramel?
Oh, I don't like peanut butter or caramel.
Yeah.
No caramel?
I'm not a caramel
No
guy.
caramel?
They had like little.
Joe
mini-
was a crunch
Were you
bar kind of
beat
guy.
as a child? Like, don't you talk to your parents? Like, why
No
would you beat
man,
this
I
child?
just like good candy.
Joe
And
likes
so-
Skittles,
You don't need
Starburst.
Milky Ways. You don't need Reese's.
Have you ever had a Milky Way caramel?
I've tried them all and they're all trash. So
This
Joe
guy
only
should be
likes
shot.
Skittles, Starburst.
Speaking
the
of
little.
Skittles has finally corrected a horrible wrong that they've done in the world.
Oh, he's got rid of the green
They've
apple.
got rid of the green apple.
I gotta
They
call
brought
that.
back the lime, baby.
I had a little bag of Skittles and I was tasting. I'm like, why is there lime? What is this? like a
Lemon
retro-
lime. It's natural.
No, it's
the stupid green apple makes no sense. No sense.
these goddamn sinners bringing this non-natural green apple Skittle. These sons of bitches. Bring it back to its
It's gotta
natural
be these
state.
nerds like Pat Lynch who are calling them every day.
way the
Why
way
are
they
you
gotta call
calling
it Skittles?
We have these ass clowns calling us about this stupid lime to green.
The Lord originated Skittles lime.
In the beginning, there was lemon and lime.
Listen, you aren't getting naturally occurring
It's
green
not.
apples
You
in the
don't,
wild.
you don't have a
You're
refreshing
getting lime
Sprite.
Skittles, though.
You don't have a refreshing Sprite that's lemon green apple, do you now?
Joe, what we got to do to settle this debate is we got to go to a bulk candy store, get a whole bunch of lime Skittles,
Yeah.
get a whole bunch of green apple
Yeah.
Skittles, and let it rain.
I knew I was tasting lime when I had that bag.
Oh.
It was garbage.
Little
There's
lemon, little lime.
There's nothing worse when you throw a handful in your mouth and you're getting all lime. You're like, what?
Green apple overpowers all the other ones.
that's
Terrible.
that's
The
shenanigans.
worst.
I needed margarita with these stupid lime
I
Skittles.
separate them by color and then I eat them by color.
Oh my God! What is you are a serial killer.
We're on the same page, Joe.
Are you? What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You literally scoop.
I don't want.
And throw them in your mouth, and then you're good. What man has time to
Doesn't like Milky Way, doesn't like caramel, doesn't like peanut butter, but he's
listen.
separating Skittles.
Listen, you goddamn heathen animal. All right, you're just shoveling it into your mouth, throwing multiple flavors. You don't get to appreciate. Then all of a sudden, you get this fucking lime green apple situation.
And it makes me angry.
ruins your night.
It makes me angry.
And it ruins your night.
Yeah.
But me on the other hand, oh no.
gets all the grapes
I
in
get
it. You know
all
what?
the
I see
flavor.
the
I get
light.
all the
I
flavor.
have a real question though.
Yeah.
You
See
mix
the
a
light.
little every once in a while. You mix like grape and
I
strawberry
will,
together.
I'll throw.
Because I mean, like I'll do like every once in a while, I'll, like mix an orange and a lemon together, get that kind of.
You are all children.
Absolutely.
That's all I want to say. I want to say this out loud. You are all children.
Listen. Experience has spoken.
Taste the
That is the
rainbow.
true way to do it. Yeah.
Joe, knowing that he doesn't eat any type of chocolate with any type of filling in it, knows how to eat Skittles and Starburst correctly.
Listen, I'm a
you gotta
man
listen to the master.
who wants
here.
it pure.
Yeah.
I want to taste it the way it should be tasted.
Sounds like you're going back to pedophile discussions.
Listen, I want all my red Skittles.
Just like the
Together.
12 and under group, that's all I go for. Once it, if I,
Yeah, don't call that.
Yeah,
Cut it out.
That's too far. Too far.
there was like a pedophile that kidnapped these kids and they keep them like hostage, and the one kid kind of knew, like he had seen this story before, like because he was the one that came in younger, because like when the one got too old, like he wasn't interested anymore,
Yeah.
and then he like.
Oh no.
Oh shit!
And so the one kid realized it and managed to like escape with the younger one that they had just brought in, and that's how like I got caught.
Oh wow!
We were listening to that guy in Alaska who was taking prostitutes and then hunting them, and I was like, I've never heard that story before. And that's
Oh my
insane.
God.
Yeah, that's big.
You'd fly him on his little plane to the middle of nowhere and be like, "Go ahead, you're free." And then you go literally hunt him.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you would. Yeah,
And they
like
they,
five
they,
months-
he was
they
a
could
very-
only they could only prove that he killed like 2 people, but like they had a map that had all these like X's on it,
Yeah,
and
like
they think
20.
there was like
he was like
all
a
the
wilderness,
victims.
like he was like a bush.
Was
like,
he a very wealthy
Like,
guy that he
no.
was able to
No.
fly these people out
In
there?
Alaska, you can have a lot of people have small planes.
He was like a bush
Oh,
pilot
okay.
type of guy, so he
Yeah.
knew like how to like fly people into like the wilderness and whatnot. But it was like, what is that?
And
I
his
told people-
wife worked, and she said that she supported the whole family. His money went to his fund, and like, yeah,
He sent. He
And
was
she was oblivious to all
Oh,
this?
yeah.
He would send
He-
he would send the wife away, the wife and kids away for the
For the
summer,
summer, yeah.
for to go visit her family. But that's when he would like kidnap.
Oh,
them.
that was hunting season.
yeah, exactly.
Well, what is
Just
it? That was
insane.
like me telling Peter, like the other day. I think it was maybe like Thursday. We were coming home, and I was telling him about like this one girl who did like an experiment on like the dating apps where she took like, so she had a friend who was a model, so she borrowed with permission, asked this guy like, hey, can I use your pictures? I want to do a test. He's like, yeah, she explained the whole entire thing. She's like, absolutely. So she put like this profile together of this guy's pictures. He's a model, good, really good looking guy, and put in the thing like,
Well, is he on the straight apps or the?
no, they're on the heterosexual,
Just
like
normal
Tinder, like
heterosexual,
something.
yeah.
normal.
Yeah, exactly. So
the
like
normal ones.
he put she put these pictures of him on there, put a profile together, saying that pretty much this guy liked younger girls. Like he had been in trouble, gotten caught a couple times with younger girls, and he was hoping to find some
This is
girl.
going to be
But
on
like,
a job application. He's going to pop up at some point.
What's
Well,
up?
This is going to pop up in a background check in this guy's life at some point.
I
Yeah,
have something to say about this.
but like she like so like just to see like how people react to it, and within an hour had 300 matches, and people just didn't care. Like, oh, everybody has a past. Like, I'm in
That's
trouble.
like the hot felon thing.
All because
And then
he's-
so like they like
Yeah,
it's like
exactly, Pat.
all these things like people just were like bypassing like I can fix you like it's like what in the hell are wrong? What is wrong with
That's
people?
like that one dude.
So-
That was like the
and
one
then
dude
like they
that
show
got a
like
model afterwards.
they show like another one of like a guy who had like a swastika tattoo and like the girl's like, is that a swastika tattoo on your arm? He's like, yeah, and she like pretty much like, do you want to see it like in person up close? She's like, and then gives her like information to the guy. It's like, the hell is wrong with people?
If you're good looking, man,
Like a
people
bad boy,
ignore
man.
a lot.
Like
a
So
bad boy.
I have a question
Chris,
for you.
we'll put a swastika on your head.
No,
See how it's not for you.
not a fucking chance.
I have a question for you, Pat. You were never on the dating apps, right?
I was not.
No. So this is for you guys. Did you guys ever get that? Like where somebody was? I had it happen twice. Where you match with somebody, you start talking, and they're like, "Hey, I'm not actually 22. Especially earlier on, because when I was younger,
Yeah.
it was like 21 and up or whatever it was.
I'm actually 55.
No, my thing was always like, I want to be able to go to the bar with you, right? But
Yeah.
then you would get, like 2 or 3 times I would match with someone over the course of this entire thing of dating on the apps and stuff. And they were like, oh, I'm not actually even 18 yet. And I'd just like unmatch immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, this is no bueno. Did any of you guys ever get that?
I started with
Joe,
all-
you sent
Which is
you sent
scary.
to your DMs on your Instagram at that point?
I don't even think I had Instagram. I didn't have Instagram until I
Facebook
was like
Messenger in this
25 or something.
I was
But-
25 when I got on Tinder, and I was dating Jody at that time, and she caught it, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know how to use Tinder.
Those just have friends.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was for, and I didn't use
Did
it.
you have the chocolate Nokia phone still at this point?
No, it was mint chocolate, by the way.
Mint chocolate,
Mint
sorry.
chocolate.
Not the
And-
brown chocolate, sorry.
No, I think.
God, that's how long you've been around that you knew about the mint chocolate.
Oh yeah,
Oh God,
we
damn.
were, dude.
Well,
I-
Peter keeps his phones for 45 bucks.
Jesus.
Right after that, he upgraded to the iPhone 3, and he's been on that ever since.
I got
Only been 2 phones in 20 years. I mean,
By the
it's
way-
hard to figure out.
Jesus.
You re-downloaded Signal recently, did you?
Oh, I
got a notification.
Yeah,
Did you get it?
yeah, the
We
one-
all got notifications.
Yeah, where
like,
his PIN number
hey,
changed.
Peter's verified now, and I'm like, what does this mean? I had to Google
I
it.
cleared my hard drive.
I was like, I had to
I
Google
was so
it.
sick of fighting it.
Yeah.
I was deleting this. I was stealing from Paul to pay Peter, and I was
You
going
could've-
back to Peter
You know,
to pay
you
Paul.
probably had an upgrade like 6 years ago. You could probably get a new one. You
Oh
could probably
my
get a new
God.
phone.
And
So
so I just deleted everything, and then that really screwed me because my Coinbase account had my authenticator on there, and I was like, didn't think about that one, Pete,
Oh,
did we?
yeah.
And so then I had to call them, and we worked it
Wait,
out.
your Coinbase authenticator is on this old ass iPhone.
No. So, but it's actually
Was at one point.
yeah, it
I
was kind of scary.
hate authenticators.
Oh, me
They're
too.
the garbage shop.
We, so even to like remote in for work now, we have to do an authenticator because we just changed it. I'm just sick and tired of it. I hate it's
Oh,
either
I-
they call or they send you a text
Oh,
message.
I
And it's
seriously
like,
got-
dude, can I just check a box? To,
Yeah.
like,
Well, the two factors, it's a good thing to have. It is a good
No,
thing.
it's a group. No, but I
The
get it.
text
Like,
message is fine, but like when you have the actual authenticator app, that's a pain in the ass to use.
it's seven. It's like it's seriously 7 layers now.
Yeah.
Like, on Yahoo to get on my phone on Yahoo, I had to do 4 things. I had to authenticate 4 different times. I'm like, this is asinine. Like I'm tired of
No wonder
this.
you
Or
don't
like
take
your
phones.
or
Yeah.
your MyTax Illinois login where you have to authenticate every,
Oh,
every
I
fucking time.
do it for work. Oh, it's like, but I was recently reading something. It was a very prolific hacker, and oh my god, was I talking to you about this? The Pegasus 2?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, where they just basically need your phone number and they can get anything they want.
Yeah.
Like you don't need all this authenticator, like double layer, triple layer security is all absolute gobshite, and it's just a facade because if they want to get your stuff, they're gonna get it.
Yeah,
like
100%.
anybody can
Yeah.
get it.
It's insane.
Oh no, wait, was it? No, I was talking to Reno about. Did you hear? He was on Joe Rogan though. The guy who found that.
I'm sorry. I'm
Bezos
seeing what we're
got-
talking about because I thought we had talked about a crypto hack together.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
thinking of. So this is the guy who he found out that Jeff Bezos' phone got hacked.
Yeah.
By,
Oh yes, I did. I didn't watch this clip, but yeah.
100% recommend
Yeah.
watching this podcast for anyone because it's such an eye opener on cybersecurity and just how
Okay.
it's so. He's like with Pegasus 2. He goes, this is a program that nations and very wealthy can afford, right? So
Yeah.
he goes, it's not your everyday person. He goes, although they can come across it.
Yep.
Or they can get it through like some dark web type things. He goes, but all you need is the telephone number, and it basically gets into your phone, and then they can see everything. They can access your phone like anything. And he goes, well, what about Signal, where they're sending these messages that are secure?
Yeah.
And he goes, the messages from end to end are secure. But he goes, it's basically like a window to your phone in that they could watch your screen and watch what you're typing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter that it's encrypted from end to end. And it even got Jeff Bezos. They hacked one of the richest men in the world, who's one of the biggest tech companies in the world, hacked his phone, no problem.
Then they got Bezos?
They have hackathons, or like hack marathons of these people, and all they do is hack into stuff for fun. They end up getting into like and I know this sounds like very trivial, but they get into like the railway system to the point that they could control a train and not make it stop, even if there's a conductor on it. Like, if you want to get into stuff...
One more reason not to take a CTA, Chris.
I mean, they hack into... I'm not even joking. Look this up. They hack into... They have it in Vegas every year. And at that time of year, they tell everyone, don't connect to any Wi-Fi anywhere.
Wait, they have a hacking convention in Vegas?
In Vegas.
How do they allow that to happen? Isn't hacking illegal? Right? Am I
It
mistaken?
is illegal. I don't know how, the rules or the intricacies of it.
I feel like it'd be like, let's go arrest all
But
these people.
there is a time of year, and they basically... Well, because they never cause any damage. It's basically they get entry... They get the
But that
accessibility
itself-
to
that-
do
that
these
self-
things.
That itself is illegal, correct?
I guess. I don't know, man. I mean, if they can do it, they can probably get away with it and not get caught. So, but it happens in Vegas, and they say don't connect to any Wi-Fi, because a lot of times people are just like setting up fake Wi-Fi spots so that you can just connect, and then they can steal all your information. And it's a very non-harmful thing, from what I understand, which is probably how they get away with it every year. But they basically just go, hey, I was able to access X number of people or this thing. And they do it in Russia, and Russia's even worse. Like, that's where they get into, like, power grid and power stations and stuff like that, where they can just control stuff. And, it seems so accessible with, a level of knowledge, of course, like, you have to know. But it's all a facade. So there's, like, triple authentication, text to secure.
I'm going to start hacking into your Instapot, Pat, and whenever you start cooking dinner on that thing, I'm just going to raise the temperature and burn the shit out of
That
it.
is awesome.
Nice. I look forward to that. You guys do my Traeger, too.
That's
No. The Traeger's too good.
Yeah.
You can't do that to a Traeger.
Listen, there's some lines you got to draw.
Right, exactly.
And the Traeger cannot be passed.
that would be kind of crazy if the Traeger was like had the most secure internet.
I can't hack the Traeger, man.
You can't mess
This
up
is
somebody's
bullshit.
brain. All right, let's end this beautiful podcast on some feel good stories. This one I actually thought was kind of cool. A sloth is friends with a zookeeper and will not get out of bed until they have morning cuddles.
Nice.
I love morning
There's
cuddles.
a sloth at Lincoln Park Zoo that you can, like, sometimes find and sometimes not find.
Oh yeah, what does that mean?
I mean, he's so well hidden sometimes you just can't
Oh,
find him.
I see.
okay.
Okay.
I went to Brookfield Zoo one time, and like in the monkey house, the ape house, there was one that was crawling above you, like literally it can crawl from like side to side, and like it gets out of the enclosure, so like it can crawl all over the place.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I got like I think on my old phone I have like a picture of like the sloth like crawling across. So,
Oh,
like,
yes,
you
yeah.
could literally I could have literally reached up and touched it, but
I wonder
supposedly
if
it's
you
got a
gotta-
whole bunch of
yeah.
funguses on the back of its like they.
Yes,
It's so
yeah, yeah.
moving. It's got like funguses and everything. I'm like, nah, I'm not
That
touching
looks like
that.
you're about to lose some points, man.
I believe it. Yeah.
That's actually kind of crazy. In the Chicago Aquarium, there used to be a squid that at night would break out of its enclosure and would go eat like
Yeah.
other fish.
Did you hear about the?
Oh, my uncle worked.
Yeah, you remember when
Uncle Tommy
we
worked
were
there.
at the zoo one time when like, there was like, or we were at the aquarium one time and there was like water in one of the exhibits. Like he went and like popped up in a closet and like started vacuuming it up.
Our uncle was working construction in the aquarium when that was happening.
Oh yeah.
And I guess they were
they-
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
figure out during the whole time, and then they said the security camera caught it, and the
Yes.
squid would just go into other exhibits and eating their animals,
Yeah.
and then get back into its own
But
exhibit.
and it knew.
Yeah.
They think squids are aliens. They absolutely think. But the only crazy thing about squids is they only live like 7 years. Like
I didn't know
Really?
that's a
Wow,
short lifespan,
Oh, yeah.
but I do know like
There's, like,
genetically they're just so different from
They've
everything.
never found like they think it exists, but like the giant squids they haven't like actually found a dead one yet, right?
No, they have.
They found
They
that
have
ones.
found-
They
They
haven't
have
found.
they have a bunch of them on videotape.
Yeah, they
And
haven't
they've
found.
forgotten
They
one.
can't find them.
I
They
think
can't
they
find
Yes.
live ones because they're so far down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did find one that was 25 feet in the last, 20 years.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, something like 25, 30 feet. And they're like, this has to be the inspiration for all these.
Yes.
We finally have proof this has to be the inspiration for these old wives' tales of sailors telling about enormous squids grabbing onto boats and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see the ape at the Chicago Zoo where they blocked off where he's at in the enclosure because he's been spending too much time looking at people's cell phones?
Was that,
Really?
No, is that the Chicago Zoo?
Yeah, I think it's at Lincoln Park.
I know
Zoo.
there's one that was an ape got it an iPhone and he wouldn't get off his phone. He's totally hooked on it.
I think it's at Lincoln
Can't
Park.
get away from it.
There's one at Lincoln Park Zoo. If you come by, people are on your phone or whatnot,
We'll be the next Saturday.
or
to
trying
find
to
out.
take pictures. They block you. They kind of cordon him off because he likes this little corner, and people would try to go over there and take pictures, and he would just be more interested in people's phones and what's going on in the enclosure. So they've been roping him off so that people can't get too close, so he can't because he's getting too much screen time.
Oh man! Here's a story.
Sounds like every kid in America these
Here's
days.
a story of my interaction with that gorilla once. So one time, we went during high school for a photography class to just take pictures and stuff like that. And I had gotten a camera just for that class, right? So it was it was not digital at this point. It was still a film camera, SLR.
Joel pissed the gorilla off.
Indeed, I did. So it says no flash photography. I was still learning the camera, so I was taking photos, and eventually the flash went off, and everybody's like, "Oh, you did it!" And then the gorilla came and just punched the glass. And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna leave right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do. I'm sorry to the camera." I felt so bad. It was scary. It was terrifying. I mean, the wind, it shook. I don't want to say it shook the building, but it definitely. With that glass, there was an echo that just carried across. The gorilla enclosure is like that small little room. Oh, it shook it. And I was like, I'll just leave right now.
One of the last time I was there was they had the chimpanzees, not the gorillas, but the chimpanzees were there, and there's all these little brown things on the window. I'm like, what the fuck is all this stuff? And it's slap, and I see, it's literally throwing his shit.
Yeah. Oh, brother. On that beautiful note, let's get out here and let's go enjoy this Cubs game, boys.
Bye!